The greatest actor of all time, Florence Pugh, is on the rise. I mean, she's been on the rise for the past few years, but with her recent role in Oppenheimer, I think if you're a white actor and you make it into a Christopher Nolan film, you've made it. Also, if you're a person of colour and you're making it a Christopher Nolan film, I think you've peaked. Rami Malek when he was in Oppenheimer. Okay, there he is, my little man. Yeah, so I decided to do a little deep dive on all her cinematography. Call that Go With The Flow.
Don't tell anyone, but we think I'm pregnant.
The only thing that makes sense in this film is the title. They do fall a lot in this film. Like, they drop like flies, I'm telling you. And Florence Pugh falls pretty early on in this film and doesn't get back up, making the rest of the film pretty much unwatchable. I mean, Maisie Williams is in it, and she's pretty good. I don't understand why she's in it though, because this came out in 2014, so Game of Thrones was a thing. You know, I think it was still good. It's like that. You know, it's still like a good show back then because season 8 wasn't out and people still liked it. But yeah, no, her character Lydia shags her brother in it, so I don't know if Maisie was like contracted to only be in like incestuous related things at the time. Oh my god, what do you want? Also, it's not fair that every time one of these girls fainted, they didn't, I don't know, hypothetically smash their front right tooth into a sink. Like, smash their whole face just into a sink, and I have to have like a little bit of their tooth is like fake. Do you want to knock my camera? I don't know, like maybe their tooth is like this tiny bit here is like not real tooth because they, I don't know, smashed their whole face into a sink when they fainted. The one and only time they fainted, they smashed their little face onto a sink. I don't know. And these girls fainted, I don't know, multiple times throughout the film. I think each of them fainted like what? 10 times, a bit much, but 10 times? Not one of them smashed their tooth into a sink. So some people are unlucky. Anyway, Pugh manages to get a little sing-song and a sex scene in the whole 20 minutes that she's on screen. And if that doesn't make you want to watch it, don't watch it. It's not very good.
We can leave whenever we want to.
Who opened the door? There's nobody but us. Who opened the door? We're happy here. We should stay where we are.
We're happy, but we might be happier.
Do you think we could be happier?
We might. We could try it, just to see.
Paradise Lost? More like I'm lost. I don't really get what's going on. I assume it's about Adam and Eve and about them leaving the Garden of Eden, except they leave through a fire escape, which I'm not religious, but I don't think they were around back then. Like on the third day God made fire escapes? Don't think he did. A little weird part was that Adam was played by her brother, Toby Sebastian. I don't know if incest becomes like a theme in her movies, but you know, I hope not. Yeah, also little off topic. They have a song together. Her brother, Toby and Florence have a little song called Midnight. I think a lot of people know about it, but if you don't, fucking listen to it, it's really good.
He wants a flurry.
Well, there's none of that left.
None of it.
Not a drop. She's drank it all.
Florence Pugh gets a triple kill in this one, and then a double kill off screen. You know, real MVP shit. Her intense staring in the fireplace is on par with Killian's, you know, oppy stare, except she's staring with, I've killed people, and he's staring with, I've killed people. Yeah, but Pugh is great in this film. It's like Shakespeare's Macbeth, except if all the perfumes of Arabia could sweeten this little hand, and did sweeten the little hand. Actually, maybe not even, she probably didn't even need any perfume. She felt absolutely no guilt every time she killed someone. And continued to, like, when she was finally, like, dubbed in, being like, hey. Her, like, little man whore, like, dubbed her and was like, this gal has been murdering everybody. She was like, nope, it wasn't me. And then just ended up alone. So, like, It kind of all backfired. But, you know, she had the time to own up. Sorry, feel guilty. Like, she's like, nah. Deny, deny, deny. She killed 3 people, 1 horse, for 1 dick, and got absolutely nothing. But, you know, even murdering a kid, kind of bad, but the worst thing in this film was this fucking cat. Ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Uggers, uggers. You know, I would beat the shit out of that cat. And then it wouldn't be the only pussy getting fucked.
We had back-to-back sex scenes in this one. It was a lot. Maybe too much.
What can you say to draw a third? More opulent than your sisters. Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Even though when I was a GCSE student, I had Shakespeare shoved into every orifice, I still don't understand the thy, thou, thought language. I didn't even finish the film because it's really hard to follow and Florence is barely in it. Also, there's this thing where Shakespeare is like modernized, like in the setting, like where and when it's set, but the language they still speak, the language of nerds, and I don't understand it. I mean, the acting was good from everyone. It had fucking Anthony Hopkins in it, Emma Thompson, other people. So obviously, I could tell the acting's good. I think they're doing a great job. Just nothing. It's a me problem. Nothing is going in here, you know. But if you like Shakespeare, watch this. If you don't like Shakespeare, you're gonna think it's absolute shit. Not shit, but very hard to understand.
Bed, bonny at morn, canny at need, bonny at morn, thou's all lying in thy bed, bonny at morn.
Pugh went method with this one because she's a true queen. She plays Chris Pine's queen. And I love her character in this. She's really sweet, strong, caring. Again, not really like a major role, so she's not in it as much. And when she is in it, she's like locked up for the most part. But she's fucking great. I love her. I wish she was my mother. There's very big motherly vibes in this one. Aaron Taylor Johnson screams Douglas. I mean, it's the funniest fucking thing. He screams Douglas like throughout the whole film. Like, such an unfortunate name to have to scream. But just, he's fucking insane. He's insane in it. And it's really funny. But I cannot take it seriously at all. Also, apparently it's a true story. But every medieval thing just reminds me of Game of Thrones. So, you know, I don't think it's true. You know, if they put a dragon in that, I'd be like, oh, that's Game of Thrones. Like, just because you don't have a dragon in it doesn't make me, you know, believe it. I don't think that happened. Yeah.
Oh! Sorry about that.
Me dead, bury me pregnant.
It's a good pickup line.
This was the first film I watched with Florence Pugh in it, I believe. And back then I didn't know who she was. So I probably didn't appreciate it as much as I would if I watched it now. But from what I remember, it was really sweet, like wholesome film, very uplifting, especially for us girlies. I know it was based on Paige, who was like a real, was it WWE? I don't know, I'm not a fan of wrestling. Probably, I don't think, this film was not made for me, but it was about Paige and I think it's really, I don't know, inspiring. I don't know if she was like one of the first female wrestlers to like make it big or something, but you know, for all those female wrestlers out there, not me, but not for me. But I feel like it was a very, very inspiring story in that case. Also, The Rock was in it. Fucking sick. I did remember one part where like they're practicing like comebacks for when like, I don't know, if the audience shouts something out and they have to like be like really witty or whatever, and then they did the "you spit well you swallow" as like a thing, which I don't know how long ago, because that was like the really fucking, you got on there, you know, but like ages ago. That was kind of cringe, but I don't know, maybe it was that joke is a victim of its time, maybe,
Can you guys just shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds, please? Thank you.
It's a 10-minute short film about an influencer in the olden days who's like promoting a hair product. I don't really get what the message of this film was, other than influencer bad, maybe, because the product she's promoting, she doesn't use herself, and I think she even said makes me itch or something, and she's there like, go buy this, but doesn't even use it herself. So, you know, whenever like YouTuber says to get HelloFresh, don't listen to them. I did find it a little bit cringe. You know, there was like millennial humour in it, which isn't a surprise because it was written by a 48-year-old man. But I think the outfits look really cool. It's very, like, the dresses look really sick. It's really cool, quirky and colourful. Also, Florence Pugh looked amazing in it, as she would. And Alicia Silverstone looked great in it. MILF, does she have kids? I don't understand how people can watch this film more than once. Like, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the film. Well, enjoyed is a strong word, but, you know, I think it's a great film. I think it's really good. It's not that I don't like it, but it's just I just never want to see it again in my entire life. It's fine when you, like, watch it. It's when you, like, think about what you saw and you're like, I don't want to put myself through that again. But yeah, no, it's fucking great. I think Ari Aster's a genius, maybe. Like, all the little clues. I went down, like, a TikTok rabbit hole after I first saw it, of, like, all these little, like, foreshadowing throughout the whole film that like, happens. Like, the bear painting, or her sister being in the trees or whatever. You know, there's loads of little things. But yeah, I never want to see it again. No, thank you. Florence Pugh was incredible in it. I feel like, I don't know, was this role felt like a pivotal moment in her career? I mean, none of the other films that I watched were like crazy good. I don't know, maybe Lady Macbeth because she was like the main character in it, but I feel like Midsommar was a big like moment for her. Also, it was the birth of the Pugh frown, Florence frown, I believe. Is this the first time we saw it like properly?
And as a woman, there's no way for me to make my own money. Not enough to earn a living or to support my family. And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. And if we had children, they would be his, not mine. They would be his property. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is.
Fucking love this film, okay? Everything that Greta Gerwig does is amazing, okay? Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, and Florence Pugh were fucking amazing in it, and Timothée Chalamet was there as well. Kidding, he was great in it as well. You know, the fact that Pugh was in it just elevates how good it was. It's just such a like a wholesome, lovely, good family film. Everybody in my family seems to enjoy it. You know, it's just really sweet. It's a fucking beautiful film. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I feel like loads of people have watched it. I think this is like my favourite film that Florence has been in it. Great, I love it. Makes me cry. Will make you cry, but it's beautiful. Such a beautiful, heartwarming film.
Ugh, that was disgusting.
Yelena Belova. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That's the only good thing that's coming out of the next Marvel phase. Pugh stepping in as a replacement for Black Widow. Not reducing her down to like Black Widow 2.0. She's her own character. And if anything, I prefer her to Black Widow. But she is like, you know, the Sam to the Steve, the Hayley to the Jeremy Renner. She's a good fill-in for Scarlett Johansson. I did enjoy Black Widow. I think mainly because it had Florence Pugh and David Harbour in it. But like other than those two, I don't think it was that good, you know. As in, I don't know, I think if you have a character that's been in the MCU for as long as, from like the beginning, I think Black Widow deserved a better like send-off. Like, it had a name in the title, but it felt more like the Yelena Belova, that's her name, show. You know, I feel like Scarlett Johansson deserved a better send-off. And I also think she deserved not to fall off that cliff. I think Renner should have gone. Controversial? No. Fucking, I don't care if he had a family, alright? And a farm. He should have been the one off that cliff. I don't care for you, Clint. Clint? Weird name. I don't think I would. Has anyone said that? Weird name. Clint is not a name. The only thing I'm wondering is why I watched the whole thing. Maybe it was okay, I guess. It was alright. There's a girl, right? It's a little girl, and apparently she hasn't eaten for 4 months or whatever. And then everybody's like, she's a miracle child. But turns out her mother has been feeding her like a bird. Like she gives her little child a little good night kiss, good morning kiss. And they kiss because they kiss on the mouth, as mother and child should do. She passes food into the child's mouth. That's the whole spoiler. That's what Florence Pugh is a nurse and comes along and is like trying to find out how this kid isn't dead after not eating. So yeah, and that's the whole film. It felt kind of, I don't know. I watched this in 2 times speed. And it felt long. I think it was 2 hours long. I watched it in an hour. Because that's what 2 times speed is. But even then it still felt long. I don't know, it felt like it just felt flat a bit, you know? Or maybe just because, you know, when you find out that that's how she's being fed, you feel like it should have been more of like a, whoa! But I felt like, okay. You know? And the child survives, like, everybody's fine. Florence Pugh sets fire to the house, which of course she does. She commits arson in like every film. I'll be surprised if she didn't burn down the house. But yeah, mid-film.
Violet, where did you meet Bill?
We met on a train.
To Boston. Yeah.
Cute.
Yes.
You dropped your ticket, and he bent down, picked it up, gave it to you, right? It is, yeah.
Florence Pugh's acting in this is as good as Harry Styles' is bad. Yeah, Don't Worry Darling has had a lot of talk about, you know, it's not a good film. I think the concept, the idea of it was good, it just kind of fell flat. But, you know, another film with Florence Pugh and Chris Pine in it, except this time we don't get to see his dick, which I think is why Don't Worry Darling got such negative reviews. That's what they were all about, right?
For it?
You're a daft, fat, slow-thinking, no-reading, Lyme disease, flea-ridden, dingleberry bear. Boom!
This was just a voiceover, but honestly, one of the best films she's ever been in. Goldilocks being a little British girl going, baby! Baby! Great. Puss in Boots is so good. I fucking love that film, okay? I wasn't that excited for Shrek 5. Like, I'd be like, okay, it's another Shrek. Whatever. But after seeing Puss in Boots, I was like, oh my god. And he's gonna be in Shrek 5. If Puss in Boots was that good, Shrek 5 is gonna be fucking great, you know? I love Puss in Boots. I love the dog. What's his name? It's Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows voicing him. Harvey! Gillian. Gillian? Yeah, because I know la la is yeah in Spanish, but the animation was sick, okay? The animation was great. Puss in Boots is great. Florence Pugh is great. And I know some people are like, or maybe we should have like voice actors. Actors shouldn't do voice acting, they should stick to their own thing. No. No, because then we wouldn't have had Goldilocks sounding like that, you know? Great film.
I'd never have to see the day again. Oh yeah, I'd never have to see the day again. That's right, sing!
I never have to see the day again.
I think this film was okay. You know, Zach Braff was on it. Okay, you know, people were like, she like dated Zach Braff, right? Which is fine. But I think I saw a thing where like he looks exactly like her dad. Like scarily like her dad, which was like the weird part. Anyway, yeah. Good Person was alright. You know, it had Morgan Freeman in it. I think he was great. Morgan Freeman was great in everything though, that goes unsaid. I think the girl that played Ryan was really good as well. But, you know, the film kind of cringe. Don't know what if it's a Zach Braff thing, but the stuff he does is kind of cringe. Like, some of the moments a bit like, you know. She goes around riding a bike the whole time, which I do. I ride my bike a lot, so I was like, me if I wasn't, actually nothing like me, I'm not addicted to pills or anything. It's about forgiveness and love and family and addiction and overcoming addiction and writing songs at a piano. I think she becomes like a singer or like a singer-songwriter thing at the end of the film. Like she's doing she goes from all the way down to like singer-songwriter, which is not realistic. Trying to keep this realistic, she wasn't gonna make it as a singer-songwriter. She opted on that Heimer. Yeah, I'm not really gonna talk about this film. Everybody saw it. Why talk about Oppenheimer when Barbie was a thing, you know? Florence Pugh was great in this film. She's great in everything, okay? Moral of this video, Florence Pugh is great in everything and I hope she is in the next every single film. And I can't wait for June 2. That seems really fun. See what happens when I don't have a script? See what happens when I don't have little notes to say anything? Now I don't know what to do. I need to go to work, so stay safe and have fun.